All right, let's begin with our YCS Trifunoski coverage. Unbelievable.
Brazil!
Farfa.
Thank you, Zemio. It's crazy to think the journey that this man has gone through. From getting banned for a joke after his first top many eons ago to winning a YCS. He's been through a lot of character growth. He said some very stupid things online, but he's changed and he's developed and grown as a human, as a player. He is such an inspiration to me. I genuinely love Trif. He's great. But yeah, it's been a crazy journey for him. Let's talk about the top cut first and foremost. So, fascinatingly enough, Ryziel and Maliss, I think, maybe could be somewhat surprising. But it's a dominated top cut. 2/3 of the metagame are Ryziel and Maliss. I knew that these decks were going to be strong. I'm pretty sure everyone expected them to be good, especially considering their success in the OCG. But we kind of underestimated their power in the OCG because we always thought, you know, Max E format. That's why it thrives, because it summons like twice or 3 times. You can play around the Max E, quote unquote, with the deck. That's why it's so good over there. And yet, we see that it was absolutely a powerhouse in the TCG. Now, we don't have a deck breakdown of total competitors. It's always interesting to see the people who enter the event versus the conversion rate. What does that mean? It means how many people enter a tournament with a certain archetype, and then how many of them make top cut. Let's say we have a tournament with 100 players, and 50 of them enter with Snake Eye. You're going to see a lot of people in the top, what would that be, 16, playing Snake Eye. However, if 100 people enter the tournament and there's only like 2 people entering with Snake Eye and none of them top, that doesn't necessarily mean Snake Eye is a bad deck. It just means that it doesn't have that representation. So there is a world where this is perhaps a little bit inflated and a bit oversaturated, potentially, because Ryziel and Maliss are the new decks that everyone wants to play. People are sick and tired of Snake Eye and Fiendsmith and stuff over the last year. So people maybe could be shifting on over to Ryziel and Maliss as a way to just try something new, even though they're good decks. So yeah, that's something to caveat and think about, because I actually don't know if we got the deck entry. Now, what I do know is that the previous YCS in, what was it, Bologna we had? Last EU one, I think it was Bolognese, right? One of the biggest entries there was Tenpai, shockingly enough. And there was some Tenpai in Top Cut, but not that many, meaning that it had a really bad conversion rate, which is quite a telling thing, because it means that Tenpai is really not that strong at all, because of the fact that so many people are giving it representation and giving it a chance to top, but it isn't converting. It doesn't have those numbers. Whereas a really good conversion rate would be like 5 decks entering a tournament and then all 5 of them topping. That would be an insane conversion rate, as an example. Anyway, so that's a little bit of a background on the deck and the numbers and the stats to think about and consider. Shall we just jump into some profiles? Enjoy your new decks, by the way. $1,452 deck price for the YCS winning deck. Top 4, if you want to play any of these decks, you are spending about a stack per deck, pretty much. There's a budget version here, $820. That's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap. Let's take a look at Trif's deck list. All right. Let's just let the man himself explain it to us. I want a YCS. Bro is literally in a kitchen. That's crazy. Show us the deck, Trif.
Ladies and gents, I'm here with the 2024 YCS Anaheim champion, Steven Trifunoski.
And for
How do you feel?
For context, he posted on social media 6 months ago that he was going to delete his channel if he didn't win a YCS this year. I can't remember. Where's the post? He posted somewhere. Average Yu-Gi-Oh player, by the way. Average Penned enjoyer. He posted on Twitter saying that he wanted to retire like 6 months ago. He literally said he was going to quit. Everyone wanted him to stick around and play. He decided that if he didn't win a YCS by the end of the year, he was going to quit the game and delete his channel. Bro actually went and did it. He went 2-2. He went X2. He started his tournament at a 2-2 record. Most people drop at that record because your tiebreakers are so bad that you just kind of don't really have a chance. His tiebreakers were just about good enough to sneak in at X2, he got literal 32nd place. 32nd place, and then won the whole thing. It's cinema. Literal scripted YCS. This is a poem, dude. It's a Greek epic.
Honest, out of 1 to 10, how do you feel?
I guess Macedonian epic.
Let's go, Steven!
Yeah, let's go.
Yo, wasn't that familiar? Didn't that happen like what, 3 days ago?
December 3rd.
Roll the clip.
December 3rd, okay? We called this December 3rd that Steven was going to win YCS Anaheim. And yo, we spoke into...
Okay, it's not calling it that Triff is going to win the YCS because Triff has technically said he's going to win every event, every single tournament he enters for like 8 years. Like he says that all the time. So, I mean, I don't know if that's really calling it at this point.
Fruition. You know what I'm saying? Steven, how do you feel, man? Like tell us.
I feel absolutely amazing. First and
They did the
foremost,
short
I wanna
they've
give
done it
thank
before,
you to
though.
God, my Lord and Savior.
So there's an Instagram clip of them doing Triff's first place deck profile. They did it the last YCS he entered. Like, he always does this, but he actually did it now.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Very happy and thankful. I want to give a thank you to everybody. I felt your energy, like Goku. Oh, what's...
Oh, what happened? What happened? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Okay, what's happening? Okay.
Can we relax? Can we just do the deck profile, Triff?
Okay, I don't know. Okay.
Like Goku.
What
I
the?
did the spirit bomb. Oh my God.
He has a Goku tattoo?
You guys. I had to win.
Like Goku.
Let's go.
Wow, Steven. Okay, wow.
And
Well,
I'll show you guys how I did it.
Today I
Put
learned.
my beautiful Supreme Pro jersey back
Oh
on.
my goodness, Steven. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Man, guys, it was so incredible. I started 2-2.
It's okay,
That's the wrong way.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
What does his jersey say? Trifio?
Let me finish this. Could play Yu-Gi-Oh! Can't put on clothes properly.
Okay.
Tom, can I get a
Started out
Supreme
2-2.
Pro
I wasn't
jersey?
even concerned. 1 out, obviously. Finished 32nd.
Wait, are we dash?
32nd.
Oh, Trev
At
10?
31, I was like, oh.
What is the 10? Is it
my
like a football
God.
thing or is it a promo
It's like
code?
32nd place, longest
10%
pause
off.
of my life. Steven Trifunoski, I was like, oh,
My
bro.
God.
It was
Wow.
destined.
Were you the last X2 or no?
There was, I don't know, maybe a few others.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. And also, a big shout out to Sam and Supreme Pro.
Thank
All
you,
these
Steven.
cards are Sam's. And if it wasn't for Sam, I wouldn't be at this tournament.
Thank you,
So,
Steven.
Oh,
this is our
$1,500 deck
tournament,
borrowed
our
from Sam.
prize.
Makes sense.
Now there's 5 championship trophies in the Supreme Pro team.
Oh, yes. So 1 from you, 1 from me, and 3 from Pac.
Exactly.
Wait, Pac has
We're
3
gonna show you this.
trophies?
Before I show you the deck
Oh
profile,
my
I
God.
played Bean Smith. Rise
Two
Hill was by
3v3s
far the
and
best deck.
what's it called?
A few of us took it. Walter Jewell took it. Cam Neal took it. Christian Urena took it. A lot of us, we were testing it together. It's just the best deck by a landslide. Doesn't lose ever. And it's the best deck. So what I'm actually going to be doing for first come, first serve, as you guys know, I have the Rising Masterclass. I'm going to be launching on Wednesday a brand new masterclass on specifically Rise of Bean Smith. When I tell you I cooked everybody, bro.
Okay,
the
plug.
stream did not do it
Okay,
justice.
gotta get the
It did
ad
not do
in.
it justice. I was 2-0ing everybody left, right, and center. My 2 losses were so dumb. Left, right, and center. If you guys want to join that masterclass, I'm going to teach you guys my siding patterns, how to defeat every single deck. Your win rate versus Rising will be probably 99-1. You're going to win every game.
Yes.
It's going to be down below in the description. Make sure to get it. I will accept the first 50.
Triff stole this deck from someone who beat him in a dueling book money match. It's on DB Grinder's channel, him saying he likes his opponent's deck and that he will try it. You know you made this? I made this. You know that meme?
50
That's
that
true.
join, and you guys are not going to miss the beautiful things there. Anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into the deck profile.
Let's
Like
go.
and subscribe if you haven't already. So, the idea of the deck is very simple. You're going to play 12 of the good Ryzeals. You're going to play these 12. I do not play plug-in. It's ass.
Wait, dead ass?
No plug-in. It sucks. You literally just don't need it. It's a brick. I even side out Ryzeal Cross every game, going second.
Wait.
All the Ryzeal cards are these suck.
Steven, you're not playing plug-in?
No.
Are you? Okay, explain
And
why.
I think it worked out, guys, didn't it? You do not need to play plug-in. It sucks ass. It's very bad.
He was gonna say
It's not
something
the
else
good
there.
kind of sucking. It's like the bad one. So it's very bad. It's just a brick. And I actually side out the cross as well every game going second. And I'll show you why. These are all 1-card starters and they're all extenders. These are all the cards you want to draw. Now when you combine that with these 6,
Wait, Steven, sorry to interrupt.
Oh shit, we're like 3 tracks
sorry, I
now?
have no later. I'll get to that
Okay,
part.
sorry,
Node's
sorry.
the only other one.
Okay,
We
sorry,
play
sorry.
1 node and 1 cross, but I'll get to that a little later.
Okay, sorry.
As far as starters, you
Sorry.
play 20 starters in the deck. So imagine Fiendsmith Kashtira did a number of YCs Bologna, right?
Right.
But what if you just remove the Kashtira cards that do jack shit and include it with one of the most broken one-card engines ever created. And they synergize very well.
Yes.
Because anytime you really need a level 4...
Pretty much true, right?
each
Just replace the
track
cash
or,
engine for the
worst
Ryziel engine.
Worst case scenario is an E-Telly for a level 4.
Exactly. Wow.
E-Telly for a level 4.
Okay, dumb question. Is there any reason you can't play like Maliss Fiendsmith as well? Is there like locks or something in that deck, or is there just not enough synergy with the Ryze? Because they're all like one-card combos as well, right? Does that work? Technically, you could just do that, right?
Or that gets the trap engrave.
The
and
link
can
locks
get a
you?
free
I
pop
see.
with engraver. All in one card. It's a pop. Like,
Can you
it's
just do the
incredible.
Malice plays
Additionally, you
after
get
your
Caesar for
Fiendsmith
free and
combos?
Nibiru proof. I never make sequence turn 0 ever. Don't play into hand traps. I've tried to play extremely high floor, low ceiling, and I guess it worked out. But these are all 20 stars. You're playing a 41 card
The way
deck,
he played around
and they
Nib
never
in
conflict.
his game
It's-
3, by the way, was
instead of
so
starting
good.
with the Kashira cards, always start with the Fiendsmith cards.
Right.
Never start with these, obviously, except for these. This is where the restriction is stopped. The restriction is only when you use their special summon effect of these.
Yes.
So you just save these for later. Let them hand trap everything they want. This deck eats hand traps. If you guys saw all of my streams, I probably matches on stream. I got hand trapped twice at least every game. I couldn't care less. You're still like you play 18 hand traps plus all this.
Yes.
And as far as bricking, there's no like this is not this is not a Fenrir. It's not a Fenrir, add unicorn, and pass. No, this is full combo. All of them are full combo on its own. So that's why these are amazing, and I wanted to minimize the bricks
poor
as low
Fenrir,
as
man. Why is he
humanly
taking
possible.
strays,
and
dude?
3-track was great as well. You literally just want to see these every game. And the game, like the matches I lost, I didn't see one of my 20 starters. So I mean, it's going to happen. And the reason why it's so good, now for those who are wondering, they might not know how they bridge together, the Fiendsmith stuff and these. So you go Ice or Bonfire are the best cards in the deck. So you start with Ice Ryziel. Ice Ryziel will then get X Ryziel, which will get Thode Ryziel to hand. You save this Thode Ryziel basically forever until you're done the Fiendsmith plays. This will later, doesn't matter what you have on the, do not special it yet. At the end of the Fiendsmith plays, you're gonna special this, search X, special X from hand, hitting the hand effect, and you go duo drive, and you go full combo. So you go full combo with this, you just save this later, and then these two simply just go into Exciton Knight, which is a light fiend.
Wow.
And then going second, use this to stop an Imperm. They'll stop Imperm, obviously. Then go straight to Requiem, and you destroy them with this.
Wow.
This is the combo and how they
Exciton
bridge so
randomly
well together.
being
You
as
could also-
insane go
even
second
when
starter
your
for the
Engraver
deck now
track
is
gets
wild.
ashed, you could even
Go second,
Exciton,
force out
and you
disruption
just
with
fill this all
Exciton,
your
and then do
Engraver,
combo.
engage your
Crazy.
Engraver or track get ashed.
Yeah.
Works incredibly well. Literally 20 starters.
Sam is the greatest hype man. Dude. I could do a deck profile and I could be sitting here talking about how Dante mills 3 cards and Sam will be filming me and he'll be like, wow. What? Wow, that's incredible. Wow.
And there's so many other lines I'd like to show, but I'm going to teach you guys that in the master class. So make sure to go get that below if you guys also want one of these and one of these. So I plan to start a collection actually. So if you guys want to have a chance, you probably get out to join. Anyways, so these are the 20 and the end board is broken. It's always, I'll get to the end board when we show the extra deck. Now these are the 3 that I guess you don't really want to open because they're not the starters, but it's not bad. There's many lines where you open Ryziel Cross. It's not the end of the world. This just works as a pseudo called by the grave. It's fine. Like it's going second, you prefer not to see these, which is why I literally side both of these every single game. And I'll get the siding patterns later. You're gonna
Cross
think,
out
but
going
Trip, I have
second.
no cards for dual drive. Dual drive does not resolve going second. It will never, ever in a million years resolve going second. If it did, you already win the game. You're telling me your dual drive resolves? Bro, you win the game automatically at that point. So to wish it resolves is wishful thinking. So I'm gonna get to that part later on all that stuff. Join the master class, teach that stuff. But anyways, this is the gist of the deck, and you still need to play.
Yeah,
the draw.
join my class.
Okay, so those are 23, and the rest is 18 hand traps. It's an improved version of Kashira Fiendsmith. You got 3 Foalos, 3 Imperm, 3 Ogre, 3 Evaler, 3 Ash, 3 Nibiru. These are all the best ones.
Okay, Ogre is really cool, this format. It hits like so many good cards because it removes the body as well in the process. I think against Malice as well, it's like really strong because getting rid of those like big links is really, really powerful. I pretty much if a well-timed Ogre means you can basically never really get to Terahertz in Malice, right? Because you just hit the link 3 and like you just don't have enough material to go for Terahertz at that stage, right? So yeah. Plus the Nibirus are kind of weird, not that great against Ryziel, because they can play around it quite easily. But I suppose when you're combining it with the other cards, they're sort of forced to extend. So then Nibiru becomes like a game-ending card. Like every time we saw it on stream, Nibiru was kind of just winning games, like literally by itself. It didn't against Trif because he was playing Fiendsmith, which is crazy. If you go Nibiru, if you go Fiendsmith, you force out Nibiru with Caesar. They have to Nibiru you, and then you just extend with all of the other cards, like he said. Pretty genius.
You want to open two of these versus Ryzeal, you auto defeat them. You need one in case they have crossout, and never play into the crossout or called by. If your only two hand traps are Ashe and Valor, as you guys saw, my top 4 match, I believe it was, where I Ashed him, he called by it, and I Valored. I could have very easily Valored the dual drive and got, like I say, Ashe for potential desires, but then I got absolutely destroyed to call by or crossout. So make sure to always be aware of it. 2 is all you need, and there is a point of diminishing returns with hand traps against that deck because you only need to stop dual drive. I could not give a less crap about Detonator whatsoever. If there's no Ryzeal cross, it's incredibly easy to out, very easily. So those are the 18. And Voiceless is pretty fine in this deck because it's a level 4. So when you open just Fiendsmiths and Voiceless, you're able, it does play into hand traps, it does, but you're able to go track into Lacuma, normal Voiceless, make dual drive. It's just a little susceptible sometimes to hand traps. That's the main deck, 41. Wouldn't change a thing. Yeah, next. And I'm extremely critical of my decks. Typically at the end of every turn I find 1 or 2 cards to change. I wouldn't change a single card in this deck except maybe 1 or 2 in the side deck. But main deck, extra deck were actual perfection. On to the extra deck now. I do not play a Gunmei. Now, before you Fiend Cash players think, oh, why are you not playing a Gunmei? Cam Neal played it, we're all testing together. Walter Jewell played it, Christian Reina played it. But I'll tell you why the card's not good. It's not good because you're simply never going to resolve it. It's amazing to have an extra deck for when it does.
True.
But the way this deck is, like this format is 18 hand trap format.
You're right.
So I immediately, with the combo, you never go sequence turn 0. Sequence is
he's
literally
talking about
just
Agam
there
Day.
for turn 3.
For follow-up, kind of.
Exactly. Or if you know you're now the time I miss a Gunmei is when I play a breaker deck. I literally missed.
Was he calling it a Gumby?
Finals I cooked hard, even harder. You need a Gunmei for a breaker deck because it's a cool combo. I'll show the combo in the masterclass. It's actually insane. Where it plays around Nibiru and you basically make the Desiree. I'll show it later. I don't want to reveal too much info. But your Detonator is going to be attaching the Desiree, so you don't even need to care about the traps. You still only need to play 1 fusion.
They will teach you that, man. They will teach you that.
Detonator, yeah, attack Desiree, and even through hand traps, through breakers, you're still fine. So these are the 4. All 4 have come up many. Like these are all you need to play them all. You play this for D barrier. So you need to be aware of D barrier. It's also obviously the biggest fault of pure Ryzeal. So you still need to play this for post side because of that. And there's times where you make it with Nib and stuff. You play for the rank 4 engine. You just play 2 of each. Some people are playing 1 of these that we're testing. You need to play 2 of each of these for sure because you will miss it. And this because the way you play around plugin. Like, I don't want to reveal too much stuff because I want to put in the masterclass, but I'm going to do it anyways because I love you guys. Always, 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 always. If you do not start with ice and you get to your Fiendsmith combo kind of late without ice, because it shows that you're going to have stuff engraved.
Yo, guys, I have to go. See you. I have to go. My flight's here soon, but this guy's the
Bye,
motherfucking
Pac.
GOAT. Team Supreme Pro year. Supreme
Bye,
Pro.
Pac.
Like, how many Westerns won this year? 3? 1?
My cat.
Well,
My
we've got
cat.
3 this year.
2025? 5 more Westerns.
Let's go. Deal.
Let's go.
Deal.
Later, Pac.
Deal.
Later.
Deal. 100%. So you're gonna want to send the Detonator with X Ryzeal immediately because that makes it so your dual drive will always have 3 materials. To make sure plugin is always not needed in the deck.
Wait,
simply
what?
just
That
send
was just
Detonator with X.
What was that edit? They took out the combo for the masterclass, huh? Go buy $50, sign up to the masterclass. Can someone link it? Because it has a really funny description I want to read real quick.
When you don't unless you
Wait, hold
rarely
on.
even send aggregator because you don't use X in your first play ever because it locks you.
Is it
as you're doing
tripgaming.com,
engraver
right?
stuff, blah blah blah. All the interrupts are dead anyways. Aggregator's only there as like worst case scenarios if you need it. So you send
Is it
this,
this one?
that way the dual drive will always have 1 material underneath. So the cross will always be live. Plugin is a very overrated card in my opinion. Cross is
Join our YCS champion in next level training on the YCS winning deck to absolutely obliterate nerd loser pure Ryzeal Maliss players. Nerd loser Maliss
as
players.
well. At the end of the day, cross is not a +5 like every single planet field spell that we're all used to. It's a -1 if you hard draw. It does nothing.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
it's only good as you're playing. So I signed out every time going second, and I was very happy with it. And then the one other rank 4 he plays Exciton. You don't need anything else. Baguska is also you don't need whatsoever. There's no scenario
he
in the
can play
world
Baguska.
where today where I'm like, oh, if I had a Baguska, I won the match. Or I won the game. Not a single time. Because at that point, you're doing so many interrupts anyways. So you just don't need it. It's win. The one card I would have
Baguska-less
liked the main deck is
Ryzeal.
Dweller.
Even through in
I
D-Barrier
side
format.
deck the Dweller.
True.
I
sorry, not D-Barrier, Full
loss
Loss.
space, but yeah, play Caesar.
What does
You
this
never
deck do
go
to
sequence
Full Loss?
first.
I'm
You always
curious.
go Caesar. Always. I understand Caesar
Detonator
is not
pass?
very good versus X. that's fine. Because what the heck are they going to be? They're going to have this on the cross.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Like, what are you going to stop, right?
True,
this card says 2 interrupts. This card says 3 interrupts.
True.
And this plays you can play very free with this, knowing that you're safe from nib.
Detonator
And then
is
you
so
play
broken.
the one aggregator to send.
How do you beat like this deck going second? You just need like the Metotronus tech looks
I don't play
insane
any other rank 4.
for for Detonator.
All those little stuff, Adagnister, Tornado Dragon.
Maybe that's gonna become like a
all
staple.
Stupid little cards. Detonator is literally better
Ultimate
than
Slayer
every
is
single
really
one of them.
important,
Not
yeah.
a single time I prefer to put them.
Slayer is so good,
These
yeah.
are just, there's no reason.
What the hell you
for
stop
others.
Slayer?
And then you play the Necro Equip just to make sure that you're able to make the Caesar.
You can't Ash
immediately.
Slayer, so
And so you start your turn with Caesar. You start then you lock him by Requiem in graveyard to send the trap for Desiree. So no matter what, you're always gonna have Caesar and the trap. And then you play
Solemn
Rising.
Judgment.
So it's the same, yeah. Next, lastly, we're gonna play Chaos Angel. It's very good with Detonator. 'cause it can
Untargetable
respond to
Detonator
it.
combos?
You can make it dark as well if you like with this.
Wow.
Photon Blast
One
Dragon,
Desiree,
fascinating.
And that's it. Extremely tight extra deck, but this is every single card came up here many times. And if there's a single card I would remove from here, if I had to, would be SP, but it comes up a lot. So now you see how tight it is. It's not these, it's SP or Chaos Angel. They both come up a tremendous amount of times.
True.
So see you later on Gumne.
What would you change it for?
And Gumbe.
Nothing. It's just, a Gumne is the only card I'd like to add in for breaker decks. But how you know you're facing a breaker deck? Most people play hand traps.
True.
So you're gonna beat them anyways. And now side deck, you play 3 Perulia, 3 Crossout. I play these every single game going second against the against Ryzel. Every single time you have to play this going second. No question.
Cross out D-Barrier for going
You're not scared
second.
of
Like,
mischief? No, right?
can we just talk about like
It's a
how
big card,
degenerate like that side pattern is? It's like this exact same issue happened 2 years ago when Branded was the best deck. You had to side cross out D-Barrier. Like basically against every game. Every match. Doesn't matter who you're playing against, what deck your opponent's on. Going second with Branded, you had to just side cross out D-Barrier. Like what a dumb card. And on top of that, it makes the mirror match so miserable. Because hitting engine pieces with cross out is like absurd. And we just get it at 3 in TCG.
That card's ass.
Sorry. Yep.
Do you play?
I played it.
Sorry, bro. At Perulia, yeah, you just play versus that. Don't side Perulia versus Malice.
Metotronus can also make you Underworld Goddess, which is a light fiend.
Even though you're playing Fiendsmith
That's really
cards,
funny.
you still want to cross out. It still hurts you a lot.
There's no
Next,
space for that, but that's
this
funny.
is something I did that I think was very amazing for me. So a lot of people don't view the value of Thrust. Coming from a Vanadium background, people don't understand how broken this card is. This card allows you to make your side deck whatever you want. It could be 3D barriers. It could be 3 talents. It could be 3 artifact sanctums. But I don't need to like play around. Like I'm only playing one of the others.
Why is
So
he
I don't
playing
need to have
Sanctum
3
over
D barriers
D-Barrier?
in my side deck. I don't need 3 sanctums in my side deck. I don't need 3 talents in my side deck. I just saved 6 slots just by playing these, basically.
True.
So that's why Thrust is so broken, and I would like to play 3, and that's my only change I'll
Malice,
be
yeah.
doing moving forward. I'll be playing a 3rd Thrust. That's it.
Can't
Cold
D-barrier
Line,
Malice.
Incredible, You need to play it. Then
mean, you
played just the one
can,
Lancia
but
for
it would
the
be very
second of
silly.
the Thrust. Should have played the 3rd Thrust, that's all, because it's just so broken. 1st or 2nd, doesn't matter.
Not 3 Lancias from
Oh, he sides
Lancia,
one
the
cult
other
line,
cool
he
thing
drew it in
when
his
you
top
decide to
32
Sanctum
match.
Lancia is that way Thrust is able to get the Sanctum.
True.
I mean, it is at 1,
I
but
could
it's funny
see
it's in the side.
Malice is the only harder matchup, even though it's still easy. I 2-0'd every Malice I played. I think Jib was game 3. Yeah, Jib was game 3. But yeah, that could be another thing as well. But then your Thrust can't get the Sanctum, so you're going to lose value. And going first is not.
Do you think if we ever fact check the stuff people say in deck profiles, we'd be very surprised as to what they're saying? Because usually in deck profiles, people will say like the most heinous shit, like, oh yeah, my opponent Droll Shifter Perulia'd me. I ended on 6 negates and OTK'd, right? Like people usually just say shit like that. Yeah, I 2-0'd all of my Malice opponents. Do you think if we like went and got those Malice players and got some comments, you know? I only won 1 dice roll in profile. Yes, they always mention these things, but they miss the other important details, huh?
Not free. No matter, trust me, guys, it's not free. Your opponent's gonna have 4 hand traps, and you're gonna have nothing. I did it in the finals. I thrust for D-barrier against Tenpai, and it literally won me the whole game. So, then I side decked the Dweller.
Crazy how close
And
that
then,
game was. Thrust for D-barrier against
I
Tenpai,
never made
and
this
like
card
that
once,
guy
but
still
I
put
like
up a
the
fight.
attack effect. You don't need it, so remove it for thrust.
Wait, it's the boy.
It's crazy.
Then I side decked the Dweller, and then I never made this card once, but I like the attack effect. You don't need it, so remove it for thrust.
He learned. He learned from the last time.
Wait, bro. Sorry, I didn't see it. Was too quick.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay.
It was this card.
Okay,
Very
nice.
strong.
Steven,
That's the deck. It's
like deck,
absolutely
another
amazing.
versus
Check out
Solaria,
the
huh?
masterclass down below. I'm gonna teach there's so many small intricacies versus Maliss.
I'm gonna get one.
And
bro.
Ryziel.
I'll see
Join.
Wednesday.
Oh,
I'll
it's
see
so
Wednesday.
good.
You'll save a slot for me.
Done.
See you Wednesday.
And hey, it got me one of these. And it got me one of these. And let me tell you guys, it won't be the last.
Steven, I'm so proud of you, man. Like, when you won, it felt like I won, you know? Like,
I felt the same when you won.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know, bro. It's just the joy I have, and I know the hard work you put in.
say Gex.
And everything that you do.
Say
and the
Gex.
passion you have for Yu-Gi-Oh! You deserve every ounce, every bit of it, and I'm so happy for you, bro.
Thank you.
Congrats. First of many. You are absolutely insane.
Thank you.
Yo,
Thank you.
every hater out there, yo, talk to him, bro.
Guys, it's the happiest day of my life.
Talk
I'm
to
extremely happy and grateful and thankful for everything. I
Talk
love
to
you guys so much.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be getting a few more of these to add to my collection.
I love it. Steven,
My collection.
guys, check out the masterclass, the link down below. And one last word. Anything else?
I'm the greatest player to ever touch a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Is he really better than Ruxin 34? Oh my god. Anyway, absolutely insane. I'm so happy for him. Genuinely. It's actually incredible. My man, he did it. Let's check out the other decks. Do we have like a Maliss profile? Tenpai deck profile? Tenpai. What is there to say about Tenpai? Let's switch it up. Let's go check out a Maliss profile. Jeff Jones's list is up. Jeff Striker Drones. It's not on this website. Go on YouTube. Maliss. 4 hours ago. The JRB podcast.
Ryan Levine here with the JRB podcast with Jeff Jones, also
Oh, Ryan!
with the JRB podcast with his top
I miss
32 YCS Anaheim Maliss deck. We've talked about
Hi,
this deck
Pazim.
a little bit on the last episode, but do you have anything you want to talk about before we get into the deck?
Yeah, I guess shout out to my sponsor JRB. Shout out to Max for helping me play test, and
I love
Brandon
Max.
Sanderson.
Shout out to Max.
and,
Always shout out to Max.
Wind and Truth. Other than that, I'll just go to the deck profile and just kind of talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
We, of course, 3 Dormouse, 3 Rabbit, and 1 Cheesy Cat. And some people like you can go heavier in this and play like an allure package. I decided to go less into the Maliss monsters and try to play more non-engine because I feel like non-engine is just really important right now to win games. You will lose more games by seeing not the correct non-engine than winning game or lose games because you have too many of your engine cards.
Doesn't that just sound terrible? If you don't see the right non-engine, you just lose games.
Then we have Dotscaper.
I feel like we're
and
past the point of
Console.
Yu-Gi-Oh where you could just win with
This is,
like engine. Like
necessary.
that just
This
feels
is,
like it hasn't been a thing
debatable
for
depending
years.
on how you want to play the deck.
Like if
I
you just
tried to
open
build
like
these cards out,
5
going
engine
second
cards, like you
every
just don't
game,
win games.
just because again you want to see more non-engine. And then of course everyone's favorite cards now, the Cashier cards. So we have 2 Unicorn and a Fenrir.
What did Triff call this deck again?
If you play Rise Hard,
Nerd
and
Loser
Draco
Cash
Sack and
Stealer.
Cherubini to get into your Maliss engine. I find that if you have to do that, you already lose to any hand trap anyway, which people are playing a shit ton of.
Why play an
you
archetype in
Rise
that
Heart,
case?
which I don't think is very good.
See,
In
nowadays
general,
it's like we're playing a hand trap like defensive engine deck with an archetype that is the most efficient into those. Like that's basically like what everyone's trying to like solve and fix in modern Yu-Gi-Oh. Like what's like the best powerful like defensive cards, floodgates, 1-for-2 trades, things that can help me like beat the other non-engine, and then what's like the smallest engine of engine pure 1-card combos that can help me like push through things. Used to be Snake Eye, but apparently discards are just too expensive now. You need every card in your hand. Every single 1 card has to be efficient enough to beat everything. It's crazy.
Unicorn is just like the most broken card you want to open up with because it lets you play around every hand trap, including Nibiru, and still on a fantastic field. Like the ripping and extract part, which everyone complains about, is good, but really just the fact that this lets you play around all the hand traps when paired with any Maliss monster is just like the most important part of it. So, yeah. Then we have hand traps: 3 Ash, 3 Fua, 3 Droll, 3 Bestials, and 3 Imperm. I really just kind of wanted to play the most heavy impact hand traps to try and make my opponent pass their turn instead of trying to play like really attrition games with like imperm, Valor, stuff like that.
That just doesn't
This
happen
obviously
anymore.
is versatile because you can not only hit do like duo drive, but also stops Fua.
Feels like Macedo format. Like Ash Blossom isn't really that good of a hand trap trading wise, 1-for-1. But it stops the mulch armies in addition to just being an okay trade. So you gotta play it. Isn't that crazy? At least for Maliss anyway. You can get away with not playing Ash and Ryziel because, you know, Full Loss doesn't hurt you that badly, but yeah. Playing a card because it beats another non-engine... Playing a non-engine card to beat the non-engine card, like... Ugh, that feels awful.
Yeah, like these are also broken. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, but yeah, let's go to the other cards.
Oh, the Trifton play
3
Desires,
Maliss
right?
Field Spell.
I wonder what he thinks about Desires.
2 Forbidden, Droplet, 2 Tactics. Like I said, I feel like you need a lot of non-engine to win. I wanted to diversify my kind of non-engine. Droplet, I think, is very good this format into Duo Drive. Especially with the Kashtira cards.
Is he being
like,
Detonator?
If you open up a Kashtira card and like use the effect and they try to respond, you chain Droplet and just ruin their life, especially if it's like Fenrir.
Unicorn plus
And,
Droplet does
Terraforming
sound
Gold
very
Shark,
funny.
which didn't go to 2 on the Forbidden list. I'm kind of sad about that. 1 planet, 1 birth, and
A
then
shiny
1
ass
of each
deck.
of the trap cards.
Yeah.
Could buy the Masterclass and
For my
Maybe I will,
extra deck,
honestly.
We have
He's inspired me. I kind of want to try hard Birmingham now.
Lingaribo, the
That
worst
would be
card which I will never play
that would be a
again.
dream.
Link Spider.
An inspiring man, I'm telling you.
Lingaribo,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. So I started playing this deck over 2.5 months ago. I was like went really all in on it because I really like it, and like I printed out proxies and just sat at home and played. And when I started talking to other people who were playing the deck, they're like, "Yeah, you gotta play Link Spider. It lets you like play into Nibiru better," and it just like if you're playing the Kashtira cards and you know how to play into Nibiru better, like with certain plays, you just don't need this card. I got Nibiru twice and I won both games, not making Link Spider. I didn't even have to make it. But I lost numerous games going first because I didn't have Al Mirage, because I would open up the field spell and my monster would get hand trapped, and then I had
Round
hand
1
traps
feature,
in,
God no.
and if I could normal
I
summon
genuinely,
the
I think
hand
I'd
trap
put
and make
myself on the
Al
no
Mirage
feature list.
into
I
a
have like a
cyber, so I have
0-4
two cybers,
feature
so I could
record.
Still be able to basically full combo. So this card definitely should have been Al Mirage. I should have went with my gut. I listened to other people and got punished for it. Then we have Splash Mage, Lizard Rose, IP, SP, 1 of each of the Link monsters, Access Code, Firewall, other Firewall, Meteor Logic, and...
Wait, is Terahertz technically a Firewall monster?
Is that what it is? Daystop form. This card's pretty necessary.
Also,
This
where's
card is,
Singularity?
like,
Do
kind
Maliss
of
players not do
necessary
that
if
combo?
you're going to
Is
use
it
Ultimate Slayer.
too ridiculous?
It's
Too unnecessary?
possible that I just cut this and don't play all.
It is a Firewall monster,
and
huh.
Just keep the Link Spider and also play Al Mirage. So that's something an option. Other than that, I think I made
You win
every
more?
single card in the extra deck.
It's not a Cyber slop deck?
Yeah.
Copium.
Yeah, except for that. I actually.
Brother, there are 3 Maliss extra deck cards.
Then for my side deck, we have 3 Lancia, 3 Shifter. I was either going to use 3 Shifter or 3 Perulia. Perulia is good against the Ryzel deck, but I wanted something that was also good against the other decks to make them pass.
Unfortunately, nobody entered with any of the other decks.
Yeah, so like the fire decks and stuff like that. I played against 5 Ryzel, 2 Maliss, and then like 1 of each like the other random decks except for fire.
5 Ryzel, 2 Maliss.
I did try these in against the other decks, but I never drew them.
People who go to YCSs, they are only
yeah,
playing the
followed by for,
top
you know,
decks. Like
Lancia
the
going
set
first,
is like
1
4 days
Ultimate
old,
Slayer,
and everyone was on the new decks.
2 Thrust, going second and going first. Card stupid. 2 Dominus Impulse. This is like for the mirror and non-Ryzel decks. It's really important in the mirror because the normal play is you summon Dormouse, summon Rabbit, go into Lizard Rose, banish the Dormouse. The Dormouse activates, and then you impulse the Dormouse summoning back, and they're left with just Lizard Rose, and they basically pass their turn without any sort of random extender. So I beat one of my mirrors like that. And then 3 Dimensional Barrier.
It's like the first time I think I've heard someone talk about holding a hand trap
a lot of people
or a disruption for like a key point.
I guess there's like
Instead of here's 23 non-engine, let me
like
just fire them off
some-
every time my
these
opponent
cards
tries to
also
play the
help
game.
You beat Lancia, and so I'll just kind of go over that real quick. Realistically, if you open up with Unicorn and any name really, you get to end in like a semi-decent field, but the best one is obviously White Rabbit. So you go ahead and grab, you start with Unicorn, grab Birth, normal White Rabbit. White Rabbit goes and sets your trap card, TB11. This is if you get Lancia. You link both into IP, effective Birth, bring back Unicorn. Pass on their turn, you have an interrupt with Unicorn looking at their extra deck. Whenever they try and play, you can flip this, go ahead and bring out a Dormouse. And then from here, you can use IP to go into either SP to banish something, and then I have another interrupt to banish something, or what I like to do is go into White Binder, mess up their graveyard if possible, go ahead and banish both these summon back, and then since this summons back, you get a trap, and the trap is an interrupt also. So that's how I beat Lancia a lot of times.
Wait, you get back the
And
other
as for
trap, but
Nibiru,
you can't use it that turn,
there
right?
are this card like basically also lets you always play with Nibiru.
I mean, for a
but
floodgate,
if you
I guess
open
that
White Rabbit.
Combo's fine.
I'm sorry.
Oh, does it just let you use it that
the
turn?
normal
Oh,
play
of course,
people
right,
do
yeah.
is this.
That's the point.
Set TB11.
Like for a floodgate, that's good, I guess.
Link into
Problem is like
Lizard Rose.
hand trap
Lizard
floodgate
Rose,
compared to
banish
D-barrier.
and
Like
summon.
Ryzeo feels like it just does more, especially
Link.
Fiendsmith engine.
Summon Ransom. Ransom goes and gets you a field spell, and from here people will go like TB11, banish, summon something like this, and then this summons, and then this summons. And if they Nibiru you here, you get a token that you can turn into a Link Spider and play this and get one more monster. That makes your Splash Mage, but Splash Mage doesn't do anything here because you just go into White Binder, get one trap, and that does nothing into Nibiru and your opponent playing. So I think that like this is like terrible on that way to play around Nibiru. I think what we're supposed to do instead is once you're here with the TB11 set, you keep it set and instead activate the field spell, bring out Cheesy Cat, link both.
Stop calling it
into, SP effect on your red ransom effect, Dotscaper. If they Nibiru you here, you chain Little Knight, banish both, you get a token, and then if you don't have any extenders and have to pass on this, during your opponent's, these come back, and during your opponent's turn, you have Ransom linked with SP, and because Ransom is linked, it switches the attack and defense of all your opponent's monsters. So Nibiru is at 600 and can attack over Ransom, and the field spell prevents your opponent from attacking Little Knight because the field spell says you can only attack Maliss Link monsters. So your opponent is forced to play a card, and when you do, you can trigger Little Knight, banish Ransom and one of their monsters, and then Ransom effect triggers, summon it back, and summon White Rabbit. White Rabbit then triggers its effect, and you set the other trap, and then you have a banish also. So that's another way to play around Nibiru. And then
That's
if
very
they
good through
don't
Nibiru.
You here, you just go into White Binder.
I think
which
it
then
feels like
eventually
maybe like
gets
the
you to this, and
Fiendsmith
once you get to
Ryzeo
this,
stuff is a
Nibiru
little
never
better through
matters.
Nibiru.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about this on the podcast. But,
Yeah.
thank you for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Well, if anyone was gonna make a good Malice list, it would be Jeff. So that's pretty cool. It feels like maybe like obviously Malice is like harder to play than Ryzeo. It definitely seems like that. So maybe that's one of the reasons, partly, why Ryziel is more dominant than Maliss. Feels like, you know, one of those situations where you have, like, two new best decks. One of them is, like, significantly more streamlined and simpler compared to the other. So I wonder if Maliss will actually potentially be, like, the best new deck once people start to, like, perfect their combos and stuff. Because I don't think Ryziel has too much of a learning curve compared to Maliss. We'll see. We'll see, potentially. Hard losing against Lancia is an issue, yeah. Like, he pretty much couldn't really play under Lancia unless you drew a cash card, and the cash card is, like, didn't really look that impressive versus Lancia compared to, like, Ryziel, which doesn't have a Lancia equivalent. Going first, there isn't really a floodgate that you lose to, except D-Barrier, but that's going second, which, you know, sort of the same thing, I guess. It's crazy how long he's been at this game and good at it. He won the Edison event. Yeah. There's very funny stories about Edison and people asking, what do you think about Edison? It's like, oh, well. Imagine they called it the Jones format. That would have been an issue. But yeah. Do we have anything else? Did the Memento player put his deck profile up? That would be interesting. We have the Voiceless deck profile, which, I mean... Is there really much to see in a Voiceless deck profile?
Alright.
It's only 6 minutes. Let's give it a peek.
Alright, who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Donovan Nguyen.
And
Excuse me, why is he speaking? He's playing Voiceless. Explain.
what did you do?
I got top 32 at the YCS today.
And second place after Swiss?
Yep, second place after Swiss. I won X1.
Congrats.
Wow,
What
second
did you
place
play?
Swiss,
I
Voiceless?
was playing Voiceless Voice. School Guardian right here. Yeah.
Let's get into the
Disneyland.
Shout outs later.
All right, sure, sounds good. Okay, well, for starters, Skull Guardian, the boss monster of the deck, he's great.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I think the biggest winner for this event specifically was Cerebus. Nobody could play around this card.
Really? That's
Yeah.
great. Makes sense. The format.
Yep, and then of course you have the triple Saphira. Searcher for these and the ritual summon, it does everything. Triple low, of course. Best card in the deck. We should probably be doing it this way. Then there is Trios and Triple Diviner, because of course it's the same thing as these two. This thing baited out all the hand traps, which was really nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if you'll mention the branded
And
engine.
then there's Old Man, which summons him out, so I mean, he's good.
Definitely.
I drew him way
Is this
too
just
many
like a
times in my
community,
opening hand,
like,
but I mean,
agreement to call it
worked a
Old
few
Man?
times. And then there's Maximus here for the Nadir Servant package. I'm running that one. It's just a pure
Holy!
voiceless build.
We're playing Dogmaticas.
And then there's the hand traps. There's Triple Ash. There's a third Veiler somewhere. Oh, no, sorry. Two Veiler. Just two Veiler.
Just 2 minutes.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and then there is...
Did he forget his deck
For
list?
my spells, there's double
Wait,
ritual
what?
spell. You kind of need two.
Is there or is there not?
Triple Nadir Servant, which is honestly a really good card. It single-handedly baits out almost all the Ryziel interactions. And then there's double pre-prep to search, well, everything.
You
It's
can
just
Nadir send
a
Aggregator,
+1.
right? That's very funny.
There's Talents, which is
Two
probably just
pre-prep?
one of the best cards.
Wait, what's the reason there? That's like, isn't that like the best card in the deck?
Actions. And then there's double pre-prep to search, well, everything. It's just a +1. There's Talents, which is probably just one of the best cards that perform this event.
It can brick you?
And then Called
One
By,
card
of course,
combo, isn't
for
it?
The hand traps.
Oh, is
one
it?
up
It
cross
isn't?
Because
Oh,
you
never
just
mind.
needed to search
Unlucky.
these things.
Yeah.
And then there's...
Did it ever hurt the extra deck?
Honestly, not really.
Okay.
I was like, the only thing that I really wanted the extra deck for was the
I don't think Prost is going to hurt the extra deck in
and
Voiceless.
Dynamondo, and maybe SP. Everything else is pretty much optional.
Makes sense.
Yep. And then there's of course Triple Barrier because it's a searcher. Blessings. Easily one of the best cards for here. It's what happens when you get D-Barrier. You place this thing and you ritual summon your opponent's turn.
True.
Yeah, it's the main way you play
D-Barrier
on
gets
D-Barrier, otherwise
Voiceless.
you really just
Imagine
have
of
to
all
turn.
decks you get
And then
D-Barrier
for traps we have Triple Imperm.
in Voiceless. So
Good hand
sad.
trap. Triple Purge because the deck can play it and it's
Yeah,
really
Purge
good.
is crazy.
Which one is Purge again? That's the Ash one?
One Radiance.
Right?
Which is
I have
well,
like
the
a
trap.
copy here.
Definitely.
Another way you play on your
Another
opponent's turn.
interaction. Yeah.
Boss is kind of just better
Let's
though,
get into
right?
the extra
Yeah,
deck.
All right.
context.
And then as for the extra deck, there's your Nadir Servant targets. You have Entis,
Yeah.
Topologic,
Yeah, and there's the broken one.
Wind Pegasus, Arclight, Aurora, and Omega.
Lists all Nadir
Those
targets.
should be all the Nadir servant targets. Nexus and Arclight are obvious because you actually set.
Isn't it crazy that we play like half an extra deck just for no reason other than like the graveyard?
Logic, great card. When Pegasus is a good card, it stops your stuff.
Do we make it a rule to not record deck profiles
It interrupts
inside
when your opponent tries
venues?
to run over your things because that's the only way they can realistically run over your monsters. Guru to draw 1, Nadir servant target, and then Omega to shuffle back in these targets in the event that a grand game happened, but didn't come up at this event. And then for the rest of the extra deck, we had Meteor Burst for the what's it called? The Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon inside to summon him. There are 2 Dynamo.
Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph in the side. Holy crap, we are cooking.
Mondo, because it's ritual and it's a good card. There's Chaos Angel to summon off Diviner and Low and Trios.
Yeah.
And then there's Secure Guardian El Mirage. To 1, it works with blessings to be able to trigger a ritual
Invoke
summon.
Das Engine.
And 2, it's how you get an extra deck monster in the grave if you just open Maximus. And then you have Little Knight here, Anima, and Typhon.
Oh my god, he like beat Tenpai because of Anima on stream. Well, one of the games
side,
anyway.
There is Furrowas.
That was so funny. What year is it?
Good card in general. I couldn't main it because I found myself breaking on it too much going first.
True. Makes sense.
And
you
then-
don't want to draw it going second. I mean, going first. And,
Yeah. And then
Breaking on it
there
going
is
first.
Triple Lancia because
The thing is, it's always going to be a non-engine slot anyway, right?
27
and then
months of
there's
job.
Odd Eyes
Suppose the other
Pendulum
non-engine
Graph
can
Dragon,
actually be
which
used on your
in the
opponent's
event that
turn.
you went into 10-5. There's Ultimate Slayer, which is good for this event, but I was running it beforehand because Nadir Servant was. I already had targets for it.
Makes sense.
So it just made sense. And then Judgment for going first
This
because
is
the only thing I really
budget
lose to is like
Nadir
double
Servant.
evenly. And then these 2 nibs were mains.
Okay.
Yeah, these 2 nibs were supposed to be main as well.
Oh, okay. 2 nib in the main.
It worked really well because a lot of people didn't respect the turn 1 nib.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You don't see
And
it, so.
it's not even dead in this deck because it's light, so it can be used as ritual summon.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
And then double Cosmic, which honestly could have been anything else. Cosmic didn't come at all this event.
What is it
And then
for?
Magnet,
Like
which
field
was also
spell?
main.
Okay.
Against
Pretty
Ryziel?
good, man. Any shout-outs?
Let's see. Shout outs to Card Addiction, Yu-Gi-Oh! Club at UCI, the friends I'm testing with, these people over here. There's On, Simon, Nico.
Hi, Simon.
Longtime
Good job.
friends. Don't record me. Shout out to my carpool John, who took me here yesterday.
Carpool
Good friend of
John.
mine too, and I mean, yeah.
Everyone loves Carpool
Shout out to
John.
all the people I've met in my Yu-Gi-Oh! Career. There's been a lot of people, and it's always fun seeing everybody come back to these events.
Alright, nice.
All right, man. Congratulations, bro. I'm proud of you. Thank you for the deck robot.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Alright, next up, let's take a look at the second place Tenpai, and I think we'll call it a day here. Did he not have a video? YCS Anaheim? No. 8 years ago? Dark Lord? That's crazy. There is? Where? I don't see it. He did? I literally typed it in. Tenpai, second place, YCS Anaheim. Asian Persuasion has it? Okay. Asian Persuasion. Do. Jib's Malice deck, it's different. Ooh, okay. Oh, Asian Persuasion's got Memento as well. 12-minute Tenpai profile. 12 minutes for Tenpai. What are we saying about Tenpai for 12 minutes? Okay, Jibs, 9 minutes. Watch it because it's the new deck.
Hello everyone, this is JNC and I'm here
Ah!
Gibro, I just got top 32
Audio
at
quality.
YCS Anaheim, going completely undefeated in Swiss, 11-0 with
Mashallah, brother, yallah.
Maliss. I'd like to do some
I love Jib.
So, shout out to, of course, JNC, all of our
He's
sponsors,
my he's my diversity top.
Shout out to Enzo behind the camera, everybody who I tested with, and Ozo
Jib is
Court and
Muslim? He
other
is.
courts. Especially shout out to Pac, we built the deck together. Shout out to Grayson, etc., etc. Everybody who just showed me support and helped.
Oh, he's
me
playing
build the deck.
striker cards.
Also shout out
That's
to Triff, who knocked me out,
crazy.
but he was one of the original inspirations for this type of approach. So we're wishing him luck in the rest of Top Cut. But here's the deck.
Alright, let's get into it.
Alright, so for the Maliss monsters, we played 3 copies of Dormouse, 3 copies of White Rabbit, and
Ugh,
3
this
copies
audio
of
quality is
Cheshire
ugh.
Cat, Chessie Cat. So we just maxed out on all the names because we went for a Lore of Darkness, and the deck is just not consistent enough at the
Oh, he's
moment
playing
to play,
Allure!
less
Oh,
copies
fuck
of
yeah.
the
I
game.
told you Allure was
Then
based.
For the rest of the Maliss portion of the deck, played 3 copies of Maliss and Underground, 1 copy of Terraforming, and 1 copy of Goldsark. So a lot of people are cutting Terraforming because it's kind of redundant with Maliss and Underground because you're able to search the card with Red Ransom. But again, at the moment, the deck is just not consistent enough to not max out on ways to get the Dormouse. Even if you open up a way to play plus Underground.
That's what I was thinking about with
it makes a lot
Jeff's
of your
list. It's a
combos better
really
because you
small
just get the
Malice
Red
engine.
Ransom set and you just go straight into White
Isn't
Blanket.
Terra
And
banned?
Goldsark
What are you,
is
Master
just
Dueler?
hopefully goes to
This is
multiple
the side
match
quest
battles,
game.
which
This is
should
the
be
mini
out
game
in a
Yu-Gi-Oh!
couple
They
hours.
have terraforming in their mini game.
Then for the rest of the deck, we have the rest of the monsters, which we decided to play 3 copies of Bishtos, so 1 Mag, 2 Druids. These cards are really good. They're just the best extender to have next to a Maliss monster. They just get you the farthest, help you play through Nib. And Drill Swarm is like a fake detonator out because you can like crash into a guy and then like send if they already used their cross. The cards were great. They just
These seals still holding up
then for,
after
like, the
2
2
years
cyber
almost, I
funnels,
think, right?
As Pac likes to call them, Dotscaper, you have to play this one. This is like the main thing you're summoning off of Red Ransom. It's good. Obviously you don't want to draw it, it's a brick. But even when you draw it, it does like little combos by itself. It doesn't get you the engine, but it plays. And then Code of Soul. Code of Soul is like a card that we're sending off of Firewall Dragon. And if you draw, it's just a generic cyber.
Brother, you cannot just say Firewall Dragon. You have to be specific, because for those of us who were there in the trenches for the PTSD of 2018, Firewall Dragon is a very specific card, okay? I think he's talking about terahertz, right? Listen, buddy, if you say Firewall Dragon specifically, that's a different monster.
The card was fine. I probably played again. I sent it a lot off of terahertz, so yeah. So that's it for the engine part of the deck, monster-wise. Then for the spice,
Oh my God.
decided to play this weekend. We decided
That's it for the engine card of the deck. Pulls up a stack of 20 for the rest of the deck. Oh my God. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh.
to play 3 copies.
Oh, wait, hold up. It's more engine. Never mind.
Of Hornet Drone and 1 copy of Warning.
Let's fucking go.
This was the sub-engine that we decided
I can't hear him because of the announcer, but lock in, I guess.
to play. Some people played Castera cards, some people just went pure, some people played more Bishops. But this was the Triff-inspired part, and this was amazing.
Triff?
I think this is definitely the way to play the deck going forward. at
Holy
least
shit.
until we get the new Ignister support. Engage is a dead.
Oh shit. Fuck, we're getting Ignisters legal for YCS Birmingham, aren't we? Isn't that January with Suda? Those Ignister cards are bonkers. Wait, no? Wait, he just said Ignister, didn't he? What support is he talking about? Ignister's way later. Oh, they're not Suda? Oh, it's not for Birmingham? Okay, so I don't need to care about it. Alright, fair.
Detonator out in itself, being able to search a Widow Anchor, and then going first, it gives you 2 bodies.
Alliance
with
Insight.
Hornet
Oh, that's the
Drone,
BA
so
set.
It allows you to get to a link 3 immediately. One of the issues I was finding with this deck was sometimes when you went first, you were losing games, and that was very uncomfortable for me because I'm like, we're playing this go first combo deck and we're losing games when we go first. And I figured out that the reason why we were losing when we were going first is because
Honestly, he's just like, that's a crazy description. We were losing games going first, and I felt very uncomfortable. Brother, that is so me. True.
we would have to use a link 2 to bridge into our link 3, and instead of just going straight into a link 3. And the only times you were able to go straight into a link 3 is when you opened a Bistro. So this is just another engine that allows you to skip the link 2 bridge part of your combo, have your Lizard, and just go straight into a link 3, and that allows you to play through the most hand traps. So that's it for the Striker engine. Then we played a board breaker approach.
So without the main monster zone with Striker, do you have to start with Striker cards? Or I guess like you put a link, you have the EMZ, you have the free main monster zone. Can you use your Striker cards mid-combo, or do they have to be at the start for the Hornet Drone? Crazy that Hornet Drone's at still at 1.
In order to complement the
It shouldn't be at 3 though.
engine, and,
Imagine
what we
having
wanted
6
to do
starters
was
in
to
your
try to
deck
beat
just
Rival.
randomly with no normal
So we
summon.
played 3 copies of Allure of
Let's
Darkness.
fucking go! I love Allure. So good. Allure is so base. Can I just say I brought this up during the stream when thousands and thousands of you were watching and everyone was like, Allure sucks. Allure is garbage. Loses to Droll. But brother, Allure plus Tragedy was crazy. Allure plus Door, just as good. Allure chain Lancia. If you chain Lancia, you know it's Pot of Greed, right? Which is really funny. You are aware? If you Lancia Allure, you draw 2. Do not Lancia Allure. Some of you will have to learn that ruling the hard way.
Book of Eclipse.
Allure's bad in Drytron. You should play it in Bujin.
The one copy of Tactics is just for siding patterns.
Eclipse in the main.
3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. And the God card. 3 copies of Dimensional Shifter. So this was on...
I'm curious, I'm sorry, I'm absolutely gooning over Metotronus, but I'm just wondering why Eclipse is better than Metotronus. Especially in something like the Mirror, right? Because you can't eclipse the Link, so...
Non-engine, it was amazing throughout the day. We just wanted to have the highest win rate against Rizal game 1 as possible.
It isn't good in non-Rizal, is it though? Like in the Mirror match, you can just banish their Link, no? Well, I guess that's not good.
In order to have a better Rizal matchup.
Need good targets to summon.
11-1
Damn.
in games against Rizal this weekend. Until top cut, obviously I lost to Rizal Fiendsmith, but I didn't lose against a single Rizal in Swiss because of this non-engine, and I think it was amazing and a correct call for this event.
Is it really enough though?
This non-engine.
Shifter, Eclipse, and the Striker cards?
And I think it was
that enough to beat Rizal, I guess.
And then the last 3 cards
Widow
on the
Anchor
deck
Detonator.
One TB11, 106, and 1 M7. Just you have to play all 3. I know some people were talking about cutting this card just for these or playing multiple TB11. I don't think it's necessary. I think the traps are bricks. They're not cards you necessarily want to draw. But
could they have made better names for these cards? Random letters and numbers to differentiate between traps is crazy when they're all one-ups.
Grabbing this one, and when you want to play around nib, you're usually grabbing this one early, and then your white binder is setting this one afterwards. There's some technical play things. I'll make a video on it in the future that you can do with this deck and some cool outplays. So that's it for the main deck. 40 cards. Then for the extra deck,
we just learned the numbers.
Played 1 copy of Kagari for the Striker engine. 1 Link Spider. This card is amazing, mandatory. It helps you play through Nibiru. You need it. 1 Link Decoder and 1 Link Garibo.
Jeff didn't play Decoder, right?
Link 1s. Then for our Link 2s, played SP Little Knight, Haggard Lizard, and Splash Mage standard. Some people are cutting SP. I wasn't playing it for a while, but
I missed it.
I put it back in and I summoned it a lot. It definitely comes up in order to allow you to extend without wasting your Splash Mage. You usually want to keep your Splash Mage to play through Nib. After they nib you with the Link Spider. Then for the Link 3s, played 1 copy of Red Ransom, 1 copy of White Binder, and 1 copy of Heart of Cryptor. Amazing. You have to play all 3. All 3 come up.
The advantage of this deck price-wise is the boss monsters are all one-offs.
1 copy of Access Code and 1 copy of Firewall Dragon.
Oh, he's playing OG Firewall!
We're cutting Access Code Talker for other cards. I don't really know what you would play inside of it. This card helps you bait OTKs and force Nibiru, because what you'll end up doing a lot is you'll go Red Ransom plus a body into Access Code Talker, banish Red Ransom to start popping cards, summon back the Ransom, and if you use Dormouse, that's game on board. So you go battle phase, they nib you turn the Nibiru token into Link Spider, then you go Underground off of the Red Ransom, and then you go Splash Mage and just extend and kill them again with Cryptor. So that's it for the Link 4s. Then the last Link is Dark Fluid. This is the boss monster. You want to end on this every time. You can end on this through multiple hand traps. One game,
is there a world where a kaiju is good against Maliss?
Through Nibiru, Valor, Imperm. It was actually crazy. And this
just hit this big terahertz and
then the 2 targets are 1 copy of
because the fusion doesn't work unless you control Link something, right? No.
Aggregator. I was never sending Aggregator off of the Firewall. However, because of the card in the side, we are forced to play Aggregator.
Is Trap Reborn?
So, as for the side deck, for the
I go Lava Golem and still won.
Match, we sided 6 cards.
Interesting.
3 copies of Lancia and 3 copies of Impulse. So we really didn't want to have to side Lancia. We just didn't feel like the deck was good. We just didn't feel like the deck would be represented enough to warrant a card specifically for it. However, because of the non-engine that we were playing, we weren't playing hand traps. It was basically if we play against the mirror match, we are going to auto lose because we expected 99% of the people to just play Lancia just based on the OCG. So if we play against a mirror match and our non-engine is bad, even if we win the dice roll, pull side, they'll be playing Lancia and we won't. So we'll just have like a huge disadvantage. So we decided to...
That is so smart. Factoring in like their advantage over you in pull side versus yours, despite the fact that you win the dice roll and win game 1. What a smart boy.
Then more Ryzel hate. 3 copies of Ultimate Slayer. So we side these cards in going second against Ryzel, and we take out the shifters because we just value this more than shifter. 3 copies of Thrust.
Taking out shifter going second against Ryzel.
This is the go first package along with either one bear.
The thing is, Ryzel plus Fiendsmith, surely shifter has to be better than Ultimate Slayer in that context. The advantage with Ultimate Slayer is that if you draw it for 6, it's good, whereas if you draw Shifter for 6, it's completely unplayable, right?
Or 1 DDG. We side in these 7 cards going, or yeah, these 8.
But I guess the Ultimate Slayer just rips apart the board by itself.
We side
so
in the barrier going second against Ryzel, because what ends up happening is you don't need to kill them. Because a lot of the times post side they're doing Dugar's combos to try to dig for Lancia, and even if they hit the Lancia, what your game plan is just to try to break their board or soften their board, and then set barriers so they can't OTK you on the crackback, and then you win on the crackback because you just have all your resources. And then we wanted Thrust to be good against the generic matchup, so we decided 1 copy of DDG for decks like Fire Kings and everything else. So that was it. I'm really happy about my results. Wish I could have went further.
Was this really like no hand traps?
Thank you, and see you in the next.
Other than Bestials, I guess they count. Wow, that is so impressive, genuinely. That is very impressive. That is the highlight for me. A 0 hand trap deck. So good. Shifter, I guess. Yeah, I suppose that one counts. All right, I think that's about it. Well, I guess we'll finish off the Tenpai one. It's, it might as well. All right, where is he? Is it on Bortles' channel? Oh, there's another Maliss profile here. It's 20 minutes, though. I think we've gotten enough out of the Maliss gameplay. Memento, please. I don't think anyone, have we seen it? Is it up? Memento.
Brazil!
YCS Anaheim 2024. Reram, thank you so much for the resub. No. If anyone has a link, hit me up. Where was the Asian Persuasion? That was it. Asian Persuasion has Memento? Does he? Adzen, Padswazen, Memes and Toes.
What up, YouTube? Asian Persuasion here, and I'm here with my boy Slim.
Oh my god,
and we're
good
back
audio.
at YCS Anaheim, and we're here with the top 32
I'm gonna play this one a little quicker because I got some things to finish up today on stream.
I played Memento for this event through testing. I didn't like Fire or anything like that, and I knew Rizzo would be popular, but I didn't like wanting to play mirrors. And in testing, and some other friends who told me about it, Memento just has an insane Rizzo matchup, so I played it, and it worked out for me.
And you lost to how many Rizzios this weekend?
My only one in top 32.
And everyone else got crushed.
Yeah, they got destroyed.
Yeah, it's just crazy how this deck was a good medical for you because everyone's playing Rizzio.
Other than one game in round 3, I didn't break the whole tournament, and I just had that feeling it was going to happen.
Rizzio.
In Niagara too, and it did. The deck loses to itself sometimes, and I brick. So.
Yeah, but when it goes,
yes.
It's over.
I like to watch people like lose their soul when you.
He does already speak in 2 times speed, doesn't he?
Hell yeah. All right, so before we get into profile, you want to give any shoutouts?
Yeah, shout out to Steve Frog and Logan who taught me the deck. He's still better than me at it, but I'm still learning. And then shout out to Edward Kim. He's the one who told me about the good matchup. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, trust me, it worked. And shout out to him for being the goat.
I love how humbling it is when players say that they give credit to the people who helped them and taught them and still say that, oh yeah, no, he's like better than me. He just didn't talk. That's
Darkblade. I know some people play
so
3,
sweet.
but I have an issue clogging on too many normal summons because there are 11 1-card starters in the deck, but you can't normal summon 11 times.
It's true.
And he tells into her, and then it keeps getting cards. The next 1-card starter is the Extender, the horse. It summons itself for free from the hand if you only control Memento or no cards. And then it foolishes cards up to level. So I popped it, I can sell like a 2 and a 3, a 4 and a 1, etc.
Hey, wait, isn't that the horse puke meme guy?
A little bit, yeah. All these guys are based off, like,
no, horse weight.
Oh, okay.
2 Nightmare, 2 Goblin, another 1-card starter, Foolishes 2 on the activation. You play 2 because I played the quick play spell, the dodge that came out recently, the Goblin Biker spell.
Oh, I forgot about that card.
Yeah, it's a Goblin card. A lot of times, earlier today, I summoned Pirelli me. I read Pirelli to make sure I'm like, okay, I set a hand trap at Goblin Biker spell, summon this, and he never drew a card. And then someone else double Pirelli me, and then I never let them draw a card. I just found out without normal summoning. Sometimes you do have to go draw like Witch or Horse, but a lot of times you can play around any of the Fools cards.
That's broke.
And then the required one-offs, Gaddock, Sheeply, Mace, Akahiron, Dragonhorn, and Big Guy.
My god, there's that many one-offs? That's crazy.
And then he adds any Memento card from the grave. This card is just Poly. Once you destroy a card, This is just another 1-card starter and searches any card in the deck. This boy is the GOAT. He lets all your level 9 or higher attack directly, so you can just cheese game. And he's the best recursion, because anytime a guy pops, comes back from the graveyard, and then when you pop him, he adds any card from the graveyard advantage to your hand.
Jesus Christ.
And then I made concessions, so I still played him. He is just an extender, like a Cyber Dragon if you have 3 or more in the grave. If he gets sent to the field to the grave, he can target Memento you control. Well, at least 3 cards in the field, and one has
I guess like the only one you don't want to draw is the big guy, right?
He was good to end on, and then the big boss monster.
Yeah, this is the towers negate.
He doesn't negate anything.
Thing, with
yeah,
the
but I don't play that trap.
Oh, really?
I cut the trap.
That's surprising. Okay.
Yeah, burst his cranium.
Because you never make the trap. Everyone hand traps you, you never get it, and it only works with him. So.
Oh,
yeah.
that makes sense.
But no one understands how it works. So you just go like him, you summon back the witch in the grave, and then you add this, and on your opponent's turn, this is change of heart.
Oh, you just snatch their monsters?
So they'll go like X, aggregator negate this or something. So I just go witch, search this, and I just mind control their guy. And then this guy is during either player's turn. If you control him, you discard him, and then your opponent can't target anything. So a lot of times, the residual cards just can't target my cards if I just discard it. And then one player was like, I fooed him, so he just made like Paradise Pass.
Ryziel and shambles against this.
Sent a parrot on the effect, I'm like Chain Goblin.
Oh my
I'm like, what does that do? I'm like, oh, well, your Desert's not targeting my cards anymore.
Horned is bad to draw most of the time.
I'm sure a good advantage for your deck is there's so many paragraphs on each one of these cards
so
that
when I started the tournament, it was fine. And as I slowly got on, I'm surprised that less people knew what I did as the farther I got on.
Yeah.
And it just got very frustrating.
The early round players knew what Memento did.
I'm normally not a time player, and I don't play side deck cards or time cards because I play fast. Yeah. But it was very frustrating when they were just pausing me cards, and not just game 1, but games 2 and 3.
Yeah, after they already read it a couple times.
Rough.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm scared about playing decks like this, because there's so many paragraphs.
And it's not like you're playing slow.
I have a solution for you.
20 cards just to end on your board.
There's a digital game known as Yu-Gi-Oh! Master where you can you don't need to wait for your opponent to respond if they don't have anything.
Pop a card and then add or special summon any Memento card. Fusion, it lets you fuse back in the graveyard, and this is follow-up, so it's in the grave, you banish it, pop a card, and then add any of the spells or traps. And then you play 2 Goblin for this, because this is just
the thing with Memento is like every time we've seen Memento, it like just kind of folded to hand traps, and like the only way like you can really like extend with this deck is like just drawing Bone Party. Like Josh's feature match against Memento, I think at Bologna, we watched that round 1, and it was literally bullying. Like bro didn't play the game. Like Josh hand trapped him like twice every game, and the dude just didn't do anything.
Telly for Goblin.
Oh my gosh.
So if you go Veiler on Witch, you go up this, you lose a Veiler, you get your horse, and you summon Goblin.
So you just still do the same thing.
Yeah, you have eight ways to dodge if you need to. And the field spell brings back cards and sets spells and traps.
It's like, yeah, I mean, it is a lot of extenders.
I know other people have recently played like Griffin and all about the Beat Bills Girl, but I knew that Rizzo needed hand traps, and like I'm confident with just the engine alone.
Maybe it would be better into board breaker format.
You can brick on these guys, right?
Yeah.
Like you brick when you open like this, and this. You can't Goblin these guys. Yeah. So it's rough. So I ended up just playing Vigilante hand traps.
You bricked hard, to be fair. It's not breaking if your opponent stops your play with a hand trap, chat.
I didn't want to open multiple nib, because nib, either you don't nib them, you full them.
You guys need to understand what brick means. Brick means pass.
One Mourner and one Ogre, because there's a once per turn.
Having a play and your opponent stopping it is not bricking. That is your deck opening suboptimally and not being strong.
41 made my siding easier, so I played 1 and 1. So like I thought Snake Eyes was still relevant, but it wasn't.
Go second and your opponent interrupts you 4 times and you don't OTK, that isn't a brick.
It was good because they just helped me siding easier.
Because your opponent just having more than you do.
I didn't play any other trap cards because the trap cards only work if you have him, and in the sand trap format, you're not resolving. You have to play other cards to get to these cards to end on him. Your monster effects. So you're never getting to the trap card. Yeah. So I didn't play anymore. I didn't play the trap.
See, that's what got me. I'm like, he's
that's really interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, oh, I gotta stop this because it gets the trap. And there was never.
Trap is win more into like 3 hand traps, I guess. Fair enough.
Like this off the field spell, and they're like, oh, that's a trap card, and it's not. Oh, and everyone's playing Ogre, and the Ogre just beats it. The SYZ that they sent can negate it. Yeah. You can pop it. It was too fragile to play. And it's brick going second.
That's true.
Respect.
Sure you lost a lot of die rolls too. Just like normal Yu-Gi-Oh!
I want to say it was about 50-50. I didn't keep track, but it's about 50-50.
Fair enough.
Oh, this is all done. The extra deck. You play 3 of this guy. When you make the first one, you dump 1, so you search the field spell, and then you always need this one to make
Lord,
it.
this guy's a 3-0?
The other, like the whole trick. But one guy ultimate slayer this, so I just activate my shield.
What's Master Duel missing? A couple of the main deck guys, right? And a fusion?
Memento cards I control, and as many cards as you do and destroy them.
Non-targeted?
Yeah, targets.
Oh, target.
Targets.
Oh,
usually just put 2 bodies on field and you pop.
And
then you go like Bone Party into
2 main deck confusion?
This guy, pop 2 more.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you need to, you go Fusion and Guardian Chimera and pop 2 more.
You're just clearing all the boards.
Yeah, they never XYZ summon. 2 of him. You only really need 1, but
I will say, like, Guardian Chimera is such a beast. Like, playing a deck with Guardian Chimera is very cool.
And then when he gets popped, he reborns 1 from the grave. And the only other fusion I play is Chimera.
I wonder if it would be meta
really make it too much, because you always want to make this deck.
It plays really well into Max C, right?
But sometimes you need to resolve this to pop more cards.
Yeah.
Anima, Herald, IP, SP, Dark, Celine, and access code for my links. Usually your M board ends on one of these 2 guys. This is a spell and negate, because Mace is a fairy.
No.
So you send it, and you can add back the Mace and do other stuff, and then change
you don't just like shortcut some combos and end on like mini combos?
I made concessions for these 2 cards, and I cut Lina.
Who not Max C?
When you get Nib, you need them, and Fiendsmith and all this, there's lights.
I think we found the design flaw there.
And he's like, I cut it. I wish one of these was Lina. I never made this because either Nib, I always end on these. And Dark, I never made Dark because I never played Dark deck. Well, I played 2 Malice, but it never comes out. And then it mattered because Lina.
I wonder what he thinks about Fiendsmith cards.
And then Reborn, so like there's twice.
Because some people play Fiendsmith in Memento, right?
Okay. Yeah. And then you use this to either steal a card SP, or you make this and Witch into this, or Goblin and Gaddock into that. and then the last two cards is Typhon and Impregnator. This card is just like wasn't that played, but when you break into the Rizio board, right? As long as they don't like block you or hand trap you too much, you just soft lock them.
Oh, it's the pass card.
After that, and then you bounce the duo drive, you SP the field spell, and then you leave, and then you type up the drive and you bounce the detonator, and then you replace all your spell traps, so you just use them play on their turn.
Yeah.
So, and then this doesn't matter. And then I play Ultra Slayer for this card because Baguska is a slight problem for this deck, especially if they have cross up. So this just outs both cards, and you have extra deck space.
For sure.
And then the side was 3 Porellia, 1 Ogre, 1 Nib. Like I said, the Ogre came in for the Mourner if it was bad, and this was the only time I ever wanted to see multiple Nib in my hand was against Maliss. So like, works in your deck, but I never played it. 3 Ultra Slayer for the Rizio matchup.
Well, apparently Maliss don't care about Nib, which is combos we've been seeing today.
Hand trap, you play for another hand trap, they're down to like 3 cards.
Yeah.
And then 2 Thrust, a Barrier, Juruma Cannon, and Threatening Roar.
T-Roar, my man.
This card covered other things too, so it was like playing 3 Thrust. But obviously this is obvious, and this is for
Tenpai in shambles.
So like instead of 3 Thrust in 1, it's like 2 Thrust in 2 copies. And then the only trap I played was this. This card is insane. It pops a card, and then if you control the big guy, it pops another card. So like you go Singing Summoning and then Summon Chandra, and then you just go pop this Singing Summoning and then pop the Chandra. So they put 2 guys in the field in Rizzo, and before you actually enter your other card, you use this to not play the bounce. You just go pop Ice and then pop Sword, and then put 2 more guys in the field, and then you Creation King, pop the next 2, and then like yeah, it's over.
And you have hand traps, so it doesn't even
and then
matter.
if you get hand trapped, the other card is a continuous. Like I said, it gets negated and popped, and you hit the big guy.
Last card's the Memento trap, not the Cranium. I guess like it being a normal trap is good for Thrust, or going first you take out some of the bad hand traps.
Played 1 Tenpai, and the rest was pure Rizio or
Yeah, I'm really curious if you had any opinions on Fiendsmith. That'd be interesting. But a Memento top. That's something. That's really cool.
1. What up, YouTube? Asian Persuasion here, and I'm here with my boy Slim
3,
Idea, you
2,
already know.
1.
And we're here at YCS Anaheim.
You think
with
we
the
didn't hear your
second place runner-up.
countdown,
And what's your
Asian
name and what you
Persuasion?
play, brother?
Nicholas Jadusing, and I play Tenpai.
Awesome, man. And also, we just got a surprise. They released a ban list surprisingly right after this. So this is probably the last Tenpai profile we'll ever
1000% probably.
Unless this man cooks something. But yeah, before we get into the deck profile, any shout outs you want to give, brother?
I definitely want to shout out my wife, Kayla. She supported me in coming to the event. I originally was planning to back out.
Shout out to Kayla.
And she even gave me a break when I needed practice, so I really appreciate it. I want to shout out Mo. We talked about the deck. We talked about the deck quite a lot. Yeah, we shared a lot of ideas, and
We shared a lot of ideas and talked about the deck a lot. What do you think they talked about? What's your favorite Tenpai? Is it Fadra or is it Chandra? Chandra is better than Fadra, right? Yeah, but Fadra gets Chandra. You know, it's really good. What do you think they talk about?
it actually did well.
Look at his wife, dude. The way she's looking at him. That is pride. That is love. That's how you know you've succeeded. Look at that. She is so proud of him.
Clifton Land and Luka Sacco, they were both like some of the people that were coaching me and helping me through it.
For a fucking children's card game.
Sacco showed me the
That is
side and Clifton showed me a different side, and I
goals.
compared the two and I figured out which one I felt more comfortable with.
She thinks he's a nerd. Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes. Mr. Bendo, baby. Let's go.
Shout out to everybody in Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, Jamaica.
Does the
DMV
guy
area.
talk
Shout
about
out
the
all
best
you
way to
guys.
see your
Thank you for
target,
supporting
Dante?
me, and thanks for having faith in me.
Hell yeah, well, let's go ahead and jump to this awesome deck profile. Let's do it, baby.
Okay, so I mean, it's 10 by deck. So. 3 Pydra, 3 Chandra. That's at 1.
So what do you think we're gonna talk about?
And 2 Genroku. So I think the first thing, most people say that this is a brick, which for most scenarios it is. However, one of the cards I side deck is Heatwave. So sometimes how I can actually survive the Ryzeal matchup is by setting the Heatwaving and then setting the Fadra. And then when I have enough Ultimate Slayers, I just start ripping apart the board. So, I just blurted out a secret.
That's all right. That's a secret tech.
It was shown on the stream. I abused the hell out of it.
Yeah, the card's nice.
3 Ash, because Ash. 3 Full Wallows, and 3 Perulia, and 3 Impulse, and 3 Imperm. These are the only hand traps that I played. Perulia versus Ryzeal, I mean, that's pretty self.
What do you mean these are the only hand traps? You showed like 12, 15 These are the only ones. What do you mean? Bro showed 15 hand traps. It's not a lot.
Explanatory.
Is this where we're at in 2024? Like, I only played these. Shows 15 cards. It's not 23. Couldn't play more, sadly, It's a small hand trap engine. God damn. Imagine showing an old Yu-Gi-Oh player this in 2014. God, I remember seeing deck profiles in 2016 and people saying yeah, I played 9 hand traps, dude. It was crazy. This is a super control deck. Holy shit.
I mean, I just need to see engine in any way, shape, or form. Ash. I honestly don't Ash until
this is 12. This is nothing. Why bother playing any?
Make them neg seriously, or unless we're in a simplified game state, because I've been challenged one too many times. So I would rather force you into a situation where when you get ashed, it actually hurts.
Yeah.
I don't want it to just be a love tap. I want it to hurt.
Yeah.
Impulse. A lot of people were taking this out of their deck. I mean,
that makes sense. You just play the highest impact one, so fair.
Certain key points,
but it's still funny.
The Ryzeal deck in, so when they do the Dagara's line, and they try to go plug-in to try to get back into the detonator, you can impulse that. When they try to use the trap graveyard effect, you can impulse that. Sometimes you can hit the ice. It's, well, I mean, game 2 and 3 you take it out. But yeah, the key points that you can hit, trap, node, ice, plug in, those are really great, especially when they try to commit because they feel very confident, very comfortable like pushing. And when this hits, yeah, you just ended with a duo drive and a cigars. Tough one. Imperm, I mean, Imperm is Imperm. For my spells, let's go with the Tenpai basic stuff. Terraforming, Sangan, Summoning, 3 Sangan Kaimen. That's also at 1.
Hey, it's at 1 at midnight. It's at 1 at midnight, bro. Midnight.
Wait,
midnight. It's still
literally at midnight.
I saw this coming to 1.
God, Jerome's
I'm not
mic
even
drop.
like I didn't see it
The
coming.
list goes in effect tonight.
Gotta see engine.
That's crazy.
And these is what I decided to play: Slayer, Droplets, and Storm and Duster. And this has been the most fantastic set of cards I've actually used this entire weekend. I have Slayered. I've used Slayer on a Ryzel board, and 1 aggregator, you know, negates, turns off everything, turns off the cross, gets rid of the detonator. They don't have it back in grave. It's also not once per turn, so that's actually fun. When they try to go into links, you actually have certain links that you can send.
You link me with the timestamp, Shipai, I'll have a look.
You can send a lot of stuff. Droplets, I mean, it's droplets, negating damage that they can't pop with detonator. So fun. Back row, this has been great. Lightning storming the back row because the main thing, we just needed 1 clean shot.
Yep.
And on their turn 1, they're drawing Desires, Dagaras, Cross. If they draw Imperm, they have to set it.
Yep.
Cool. Duster? Lightning Storm? Lightning Storm? Okay, cool. Get out of there. You just need 1 body. That's
Did he
the
say
thing about
Lightning
the
Storm
Tenpai deck.
twice?
The Tenpai
Sorry,
deck
that's
is a great
illegal.
fragile, but 1 body can get you so much.
Yeah. The one shot Chandra,
All you need to
bro.
do is focus on getting that 1 headshot, and as long as you get the headshot off, you should be fine.
Tunuzi, I don't even need to click that link. I know it's like, the gnome. I know it is. Close enough. Do you just have this bookmarked waiting for me on stream?
First of all, my tokens, my wife, my awesome token, and yeah, nib tokens. Extra deck, Trident, MVP, Tenpai monster. Die. Bident, you gotta play. As I said, it's a Tenpai deck. Black Rose, Meteor Burst, Q-Belt. So funny enough, this card was cracked. Mo told me off a play that he did, and I ended up doing the same play very shortly afterwards. And the play pretty much ended with...
Man, apparently Mo's the expert here.
He had Detonator, the Duo Drive, and I think he had like 2 back row and the Cross. So, I normal summon Genroku. After I clear the back row, let me make sure I clarify. I cleared the back row first. So you summon Genroku. He's like, sure. Activate Chandra in hand. If you try to pop, I'm just going to tribute this off. So, summon. And for those who say that you can just tribute it off, if I summon the Pydra, I'm not activating the effect. So, resolve the summon. Make Meteor Burst.
They're done.
And you lose.
They're done.
You lose.
Damn, that's great. Tenpai combos are insane. It's like perform a synchro summon. Like, remember when we were watching Jeff's profile? It's like, okay, this is how you do Nibiru. It's like this 19-step fucking, like, you know, special summon, set this, end of main, okay, get Nib, link summon, activate the trap, revive, bring back, special summon, make a... And then this combo's like, synchro summon a 7.
Yeah, so we end that.
Enter
it was actually
battle
great.
phase.
He told me about it, and like literally 2 rounds later, I ended up doing it. So yeah, every single round we were talking. Garura, the Tri Brigade. This has been awesome. You can send, if you don't have engine, you can just Slayer, send a link, send Garura, draw a card. Or in my feature, I sent the Garura versus the U-Bell, got rid of the U-Bell, drew a card, drew the engine that I needed to go over.
That's how Yu-Gi-Oh should be. True.
Striker, SP. I mean, you abuse these a lot. Seal, Chimera. OTK line.
Wait, do you play Doolittle?
MVP aggregator.
I've never seen that in a
the combination of
what's
Slayer.
it called deck? That's
deck
hilarious. Is that a thing?
Use everything, huh?
I use every single thing. I think with the
every card this weekend.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think with the emergence of like Maliss, Tenpai players can no longer piggyback off Shifter.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
piggyback off Shifter because if you Shifter or Maliss deck, they can do everything that they want that we wish we could do.
Yeah.
So don't do that. And then if you Shifter a Ryzel deck, they can just make it a soft detonator, and now we have to try to kill through that.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is, yeah, it's dumb. So I would rather have Slayer, which needs Graveyard.
Shifter
Droplets
not good
need
now, that's
Graveyard.
crazy.
So that was great. The Duo Chimera was
I
actually
mean, it's
crazy.
good.
I
It's
ran
just
out of
not
engine.
like
He
as
impermed-
game-winning
he
as it
impermed
used to be, I
my
suppose.
And I think he stopped something else. I needed to get to Chandra, so I summoned Doolittle, ran into it, added back Genroku, special back Genroku, tributed to get... Yeah, just got over there. Side deck, 3 nibs. This was probably the worst card in my entire side deck. It was really horrible, and he was just as bad as Shifter. Both of them were awful in my deck. Every time I played Shifter, I lost. Every time I played Nib, I lost. Because I ended up with Slayer and Droplets. That was horrible.
That's crazy.
That actually sucked.
How do you lose with
Heat Barrier was
Shifter?
Great. We saw it in the Voiceless match. Heatwave, pretty awesome. I always side these in versus Ryzel in the event that they make me go first. But even if I go second, it's fine. If they set up a board, I can just go Heatwave, set Fadra. You're not killing me.
Yeah, that's true.
And then once I see the Slayer, yeah, I'm killing you right now. So that's pretty much the mentality I went with it.
Heat
I realized
wave
that, like,
going
trying to hand trap,
second.
the deck was not gonna work. We do not have enough room to hand trap. We do not have
Set
enough.
Fadra.
We need to be able to do as much
How do you
damage
beat
to the
Set
board as
Fadra?
possible.
Ryziel Bozo.
Yeah, one shot. Yeah, one punch man.
One punch man.
So, you know, I mean, like, the deck was actually built that way. I thought it was great. If you're wondering why there's no Bestial Magma, is because I did not like that card.
That's fair.
I did not like it because, as I explained to Mo, it's terrible. It's terrible versus Maliss. What do you? I don't think you want to Bestial any other Maliss.
Definitely not.
If you Bestial a Ryziel, first of all, you have to Bestial a Ryziel at the most inopportune moment, and they're playing Talents. So not only did you just Bestial them, but now you're getting Talanced.
You can hand read.
Throws both side, I would rather just crack your board.
You guys are plugging back from banish.
And then
Yep,
when they get the
back.
hold on, and then when they, if you do decide to actually wait to try to dodge it, cross is already up. It's not leaving your hand. So
Yeah, it sounds awful.
It's terrible, just across the board.
Can't even combo with shifter even no more.
It wasn't working. As I said, every time I played Shifter, I lost.
Yeah.
It was just
I drew it, I sided it in twice, resolved it once, but I lost that game.
It's the wrong format for right now.
Wait, what's the Asian Persuasion talk about? You can combo shifter in Magnamut. What do you mean?
You know, so I mean, it was cool. As I said, the Slayer worked great.
Actually,
Even
Bistilling
against Malice,
Whitebinder and end phase is
they would set
savage.
the Terahertz board, and you just send Tri-Brigade and Guru.
Look, man,
they're
Tenpai don't know the Cypress combos, okay? But that's a lot of special summoning.
I really appreciate everybody that helped me. I appreciate all the support I got. Really appreciate you. I'm really glad I got it.
Yeah.
Really love you.
Aww.
That's it.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on getting second place, man. I'm proud of you. This is the first time I met you. You're awesome.
Well,
guy,
well,
and you
well.
deserve it, man. Thank you, and thank you for the deck profile.
Chessie summons from Banish, that does nothing. But yeah, but it's like once per turn, no? Alright. Well, well, well. That is the conclusion of YCS Anaheimer. Format looks interesting. And it looks not too bad. And Ryziel's 1v1 looks pretty decent. Not gonna lie. Shoutouts to Trif, honestly. Again, what an absolute hero. Winning the whole thing, my man. And a decent spread of different decks, so that's pretty cool. Again, I look at the cost of these things and I'm just like, do I really want to get myself into the TCG? Trif's deck was $1,500. Ryziel, $1,200. Tenpai was fucking almost 4 digits. Just to play Mulch Armies. The Mulch Armies are too strong. Be sad, man. I don't know. Anyway, that's your conclusion. Peace out. And let's go, let's move on.